In seeking not elsewhere, there is no doubt that Musashi Miyamoto stands as one of history's greatest warriors. His unparalleled achievements in the art of swordsmanship were not merely the result of innate talent, but rather a testament to his unwavering discipline. According to his own writings, it was this discipline that paved the way for his greatness. Musashi's first duel occurred when he was just 13 years old, a victory he claimed. Following this, he maintained an undefeated streak in over 60 duels, a feat still regarded as one of the most historically significant achievements to this day. Musashi Miyamoto was not only Japan's finest warrior, but also an artist and a philosopher. His life stands as a striking example of how self-discipline can alter the rules of the game. Without self-discipline, we are like ships without rudders, easily swayed by impulses and the allure of instant gratification. Musashi saw self-discipline not only as a tool for achieving goals, but also as a shield against adversity. With discipline, we are better equipped to handle life's challenges and unexpected turns. Thus, considering this, in this video, we will delve into Musashi Miyamoto's teachings and how to apply them practically to our everyday lives. Accept everything as it is. Musashi's life as a warrior was fraught with uncertainty, from the outcomes of duels to the transience of his way of life. For him, acceptance was not a passive act, but a form of discipline. This entails acknowledging the reality of each moment, whether it's a life-threatening duel or a serene day of writing. This concept applies not only to warriors facing life or death situations, but also to the challenges we encounter every day. For instance, imagine you're driving to an important meeting, and your car suddenly breaks down. Many people's immediate reaction might be to question why this happened or even curse our misfortune, thereby adding unnecessary distress to the situation. However, as Musashi suggests, instead of labeling the situation as bad and succumbing to frustration, a disciplined individual should see it for what it is: the car has stopped and needs repair. Then, the focus swiftly shifts to finding solutions, such as calling for a tow truck or notifying those expecting you, and devising a plan to address the issue. This principle closely aligns with Stoic philosophy, as Epictetus famously encapsulated in his saying that we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we always have the power to choose how we respond to them. This idea is simple yet profound. We may not be able to control what happens to us, but we do have control over our reactions. Musashi also offers a striking perspective on how we perceive events, cautioning us against labeling them as good or bad. He contends that these labels are not inherent qualities of the events themselves, but rather psychological constructs we, as observers, impose upon them. Thus, when we adopt a disciplined mindset, we free ourselves from these restrictive judgments. Do not dwell in regret over everything you have done. Guilt can be a beneficial emotion. It acts as a signal, reminding us when we've crossed moral boundaries. For instance, if you've spoken rudely and hurt someone, feeling guilty is natural and even constructive. It shows you care about the impact of your actions on others and provides an opportunity for self-correction. Sometimes, many of us confuse feelings of guilt with regret, even though they serve different functions. Guilt is an emotional response that offers useful information to help us adjust our future behavior, while regret is detrimental to our mindset. It's like a cloud hovering over our thoughts, occupying valuable mental space and hindering discipline. Musashi Miyamoto did not indulge luxuriously in regret. He had to focus on the present moment and the actions that would sustain his survival. That's why he emphasized the importance of a clear mind for making effective decisions, something regret severely compromises. To maintain discipline, keeping our thoughts free from distractions is crucial, and regret is one such distraction. Whether you've invested all your savings in a risky venture or stayed up all night playing video games, missing an important class or work meeting, regret won't help you address these situations. Instead of spiraling into cycles of regret, which often lead to feelings of helplessness, we should focus on taking proactive steps to address the issues. Making mistakes and learning from them is acceptable. What's not acceptable is allowing these mistakes to become pits of regret. We should strive to learn, improve, and move forward. Remain indifferent to the place you reside in. For Musashi, location was secondary. Compared to the discipline and mindset he carried, location was inconsequential. Whether in the tranquility of a temple or the chaos of a battlefield, his inner state remained unchanged. Many of us may believe that simply changing our location will magically solve all our problems, leading to a happy ending. However, Musashi is challenging this common notion and urging us to realize that the key to contentment isn't tied to a specific place, but rather to our mindset and how we interact with life. The core of happiness is a state of mind. Certainly, a new place may temporarily uplift our spirits, but if you don't fundamentally feel fulfilled or aligned with the purpose of life, the initial happiness may gradually fade away. Eventually, you may find yourself back at square one. This echoes the words of Confucius, who said, "Wherever you go, there you are." Musashi also prepared for the unpredictability of life. If we're on the path of self-improvement or pursuing mastery in any field, we may find ourselves in unexpected places. Perhaps we'll find ourselves in a different country, adapting to a new way of life, or even learning to navigate unfamiliar cultures. These changes transcend our physical locations. They are tests of our spiritual and emotional fortitude. So, rather than focusing on where we are, Musashi suggests we should consider who we are. Are we adaptable, resilient, and committed to achieving our goals? These are the qualities that will help us thrive when life presents us with challenges. Knowing 10,000 things, mastering one. In today's world, we're faced with an incredible array of career choices and endless possibilities. Often, we're drawn to multiple interests, whether it's sports, computers, or art, dabbling in various fields. Having broad interests isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, sometimes this can lead to what's known as shiny object syndrome, where people jump from one trendy idea to another, abandoning the previous one as soon as something new catches their eye. Musashi took a different approach. He dedicated his life to mastering the art of swordsmanship, training tirelessly day after day. Yet, it's easy to forget that he was also an accomplished artist, a rational philosopher, and a master strategist. Therefore, we could argue that understanding one way doesn't mean confining ourselves to one pursuit. Rather, it underscores the importance of focus and discipline in mastering one thing at a time, dedicating all our time and attention to it until we achieve mastery. By doing so, we now know one way, so by extensively learning a skill and experiencing it in its entirety, we begin to see patterns that will help us learn other skills. In the case of Musashi Miyamoto, his strategies were largely based on patterns he learned from dueling with opponents and applied them on a broader scale. In modern times, this can be illustrated through the resilience we gain from learning how to be adaptable in anything. It's the ability to learn how to learn. If you know how to study for one exam, you'll know how to study for others, or if you know how to adapt in the workplace, you'll be able to handle any task assigned to you. But it all starts with learning one way, so you can later understand another. Never let yourself be saddened by separation. Considering Musashi was a warrior, a fighter who often faced life and death tests, this principle might have played a significant role in his life. Separation is a natural and inevitable part of human existence, whether it's losing loved ones, moving to a new place, or simply choosing a different path in life. These moments of separation will come. Imagine having to move to a different city for career opportunities or to pursue a dream. In such a scenario, leaving behind friends and family is tough. But according to Musashi, discipline lies in managing these emotions, acknowledging the sadness but not letting it obstruct your path. The concept of separation also extends to material possessions. Imagine if you were attached to your car or smartphone. If these items were taken away, would you lose yourself? Musashi warns us not to have such attachments, implying they could become emotional shackles. Here, discipline lies in detachment, understanding that while you can enjoy things, they shouldn't emotionally possess you. Never be jealous. You might wonder, what's the connection between jealousy and discipline? Well, Musashi's teachings often target obstacles that hinder our discipline, and jealousy is undoubtedly one of them. Suppose you're scrolling through social media and see a friend just landed their dream job or is off on an exotic vacation. It's easy to feel jealous, thinking you've missed out or haven't achieved enough. But the problem is, jealousy distracts you from your own path and self-improvement. Imagine if Musashi spent his time envying other swordsmen, would he have become the legendary warrior we know today? Highly unlikely. In the world of warriors, life and death hang by a thread, leaving no room for such distractions. Musashi focused on honing his skills, perfecting his art, understanding his strengths and weaknesses. Jealousy would have been a waste of precious time and energy, resources that could have been invested in becoming the best version of himself. Just like Musashi, you can't afford to squander your attention and allow yourself to be distracted by what others are doing, especially in the age of social media where maintaining our discipline is more crucial than ever. So when jealousy tries to shift your focus, remember Musashi's unwavering focus and commitment to his own work. Use it as motivation to invest in yourself and become the greatest warrior in your own domain.